Hello and welcome to the Hop. I am Bobbie and this is the Paper Jungle. Today I am creating this wall hanging flag. It's very quick and easy to create. All you need is chipboard, red, white, and blue Artisan. This is called Polar Bear and it's from the My Colors at Country Craft Creations. These are just scraps of the paper left from cutting this out. This is a ribbon from Country Craft Creations that was in my stash, a little piece of white baker's twine, and I used 5 total eyelets, 3 white ones here, and a blue one over here, and a red one over here. And that's all, and artisan glue, of course, glitter glue. Artisan glitter glue. It's art glitter glue. I can't talk sometimes. Oh, and the navy blue baker's twine. Everything you see here is available, or was available at one time at Country Craft Creations. The ribbon might not be there anymore. I've had it quite a while. It came in one of my design team collections. I don't even know which one. I've had it so long, but it worked perfectly with this flag. So if you get your pieces cut, at the very beginning of the tutorial I tell you which inks I used to go around the edges of each of the cardstocks. If you want to cut all your papers and get your inking done, then it's really quick to put it together. So come on, let's make one and have fun. Hello everyone, it's Bobbie. I am creating this flag wall hanging today for the July 4th hop. If you don't have the necessary materials, just know that this will be recorded and you can come back and create it at any time. I think mine will be posted on the 2nd, I believe. I'll check the calendar, but that only gives you a couple of days, so if you don't have the right papers, you can always go back to the files. It'll be recorded, and you can make it for next year when you have the right papers. It's really easy. It's a super quick project. I have listed in the cut list for you. You will need the navy blue, 1 sheet of each, and this one is cut at 4 by 5, and I inked around it with the Archival Cobalt, and that gave it a little darker blue, but it wasn't dark enough to suit me, so I went around it with Walnut Stain. And it's really important that this sits perfectly flush in this top left hand corner, otherwise your stripes, if you're off just a hair like that, the farther you go, your stripes are going to be out of kilter, so you don't want that. Then you're going to need strips cut from the red and white, and you start with the red one. These are 1-inch strips, so you'll have red and white, and then another red, and I'll cut these off to length, red and white. And the red I also went around with red geranium, and then I used the walnut stain as well, just to give it more definition. But you need to make sure that this white matches perfectly at the bottom of your blue, because your next one is going to be red, and if it doesn't match right, then you're going to be off all the way down. So it's real important to keep these straight. So then you'll have 12-inch strips of red, white, red, white, and your last one will be red. So you start with the red and you end with the red. And if you have any chipboard left at the bottom, which I'm going to have a little bit, I'll just simply trim it off when I'm done. And then from the My Colors Polar Bear, I cut 8 little stars, and this is a glimmer paper. You'll find it on Tammy's site. And if you already have some, if you just have a small scrap in your stash, you won't need to buy a whole sheet because it doesn't take very much. And I cut out 8 stars so that I could put 2 rows of 3 with a row of 2 in the middle. And I'm just going to glue them all down with the art glitter glue like this. Now if you don't have this glimmer paper, you can use white cardstock and maybe heat emboss with clear or white embossing powder, and that would give you a little bit of sparkle and dimension too. But I did have a piece of the polar bear, so I'm going to add those 8 stars. And I'm going to glue all these pieces down, and then I will come back and we'll go from there. I'm going to set 2 eyelets at the top corners and run some twine. I don't know if I'm going to use baker's twine or jute or what I'm going to use. I'll just play it by ear when I get to that point, but I want to glue all these down. Oh, and the white, I went around it with this Lost Shadow, and it gave a little bit of dimension, but not enough, so then I went back with Gathered Twigs, just along the edges. And be careful when you ink the white, you don't want to get it real dark. What I did was I took, where's my little doogie flopper? I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. When you ink it, tip it to the back. If you go this way, it's going to get too dark, but if you tip it to the back and just slide it along the edge, you'll just get a little bit of definition. So I'm going to glue all these in place, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, I have glued everything down with the exception of the last piece, and I just wanted to show you because I showed you before that mine was a little bit off down here at the bottom. So what I did was I laid my last strip down, made myself a pencil mark, and then I went ahead and cut it off so that it would be a match and I wouldn't have to run the risk of nicking my red cardstock when I cut it. So I'm going to glue this last one down, and you want to make sure you get all the way to your corners. You don't want a bunch of ooze coming out, but you want your edges to stay down really good. So I'm going to get plenty of art glitter glue on here. Try not to seep over the edges. Okay, it's the last strip. I'm going to line it up and put it right up to the white strip. Now this, I don't know if I mentioned before, this chipboard is 12 wide and 9 tall. So there's all my stripes. Make sure everything's down, and I might have a little edge trimming to do. Let me turn it over and see. Just one piece. One white piece was a little bit long. Where's my knife? Oh, over here where you left it, silly girl. One little sliver here. Okay. Looks pretty good, huh? Alright, now I want to set my eyelets, and I drew a line 1/2 inch from the top and 1/2 inch from the side, and where these cross, I'm going to put just a little tiny white dot. So actually this is silver, I don't have white. I had the white Jelly Roll pens and they dried up, so I'm just gonna, I need something light that I can see through that We Are Memory Keeper's punch. What I do with it? Oh, here it is. So I want to be able to see it through the hole punch. So I am going to punch my holes and set my eyelet. And I'm going to use one red and one blue. Get out of there. I hate the way they get stuck. But it's one of those things. And then we'll punch this one out. And I'm going to use blue on the blue, and it didn't come out. And red on the red. There. I think I got it this time. So I'm just going to put my white dot right in the middle of that. My silver dot. Okay, there's that. Now we can set the eyelets. I hope I'm recording. Did I push it? Yes, I did. That'd be a shame to be doing all this and not record. Oh, I need to grab an eraser and get those lines off of there before I set this. Get my pencil lines off. Hook it up. Alright, the blue one goes in here. And the reason I did a 1/2 inch was because I didn't want it to get in the way of the stars. So there's that one. And here's my red one. I kind of want them to disappear. That's why I'm using the same colors as the cardstock. Oops. It almost disappeared by itself. Here we go. Okay. Then I have some blue and white baker's twine I decided to use, and I cut 3 lengths and I just tied a loose knot in the center, and I am going to bring all 3 pieces through to the front. Now if you want to cover the back of yours, you certainly can. I'm not going to, because mine will hang up against the wall where the back will never be seen. Let me find, I'll use the pencil, see if I can shove all 3 of them through. I want to get them all through together. And I didn't get them all. Why did I know that would happen? Well, I need something more pointy. Maybe this will do it. Trial and error. We'll get there. And this part of that one. Come on through there. There we go. Got that one through. And I want them to stick out in the front so I can kind of fray them out a little bit. And there goes this one. That worked better. Okay. Let's make sure that's going to be long enough. And I think it's going to be plenty long enough. Okay. Make sure it's the same in the middle. This is 12, so that should be at 6. Okay, let's tie a knot. Then I have to make a bow, and I must warn you, I am not a good bow maker. Not by any way, shape, or form. And this is not going through well. Get all 3 of them through there at once. That's the trick. It's hard with this Band-Aid on my finger, but I split my thumbnail, and oh my gosh, I gotta keep a Band-Aid on it, because if I don't, I catch it on everything and it smarts. Okay, so there's a knot there, and I can always move it down if I need to. So this is at 6. Yes, that's plenty long. Okay, so let's tie a knot here. So don't judge me on my bow making, okay? I'm telling you right up front. Alright, there's one that didn't come through. Come on, little fella. Get on through there. Little short dude. I hate when this doesn't work. We'll try this again. Maybe give myself a little bit more leeway. Yeah, that helps. Okay, so now let's pull it down a little bit and see what it looks like at 6. Yeah, and I can just trim them off a little bit, and then I can fray them out. So, let's trim these off. And it's about here maybe. That looks about right. Close enough. Okay, for the bow, which is going to go up here, let me move this out of the way. And I want to get this parchment, I think. You know what, I didn't put my glue pen back in. I hope it's not all goobered up on me. I'm bad about that. I forget. I get to doing things. Yep. Put the pen back in there. There it went. Got it. Alright, for the bow. Let's see if my glue's heated up. Give me a finger caught so I don't burn myself. Piece of oil. Oh crap, that's got red glue in it. I said a bad word. Okay, I gotta run that red glue out with, oh, here's some glue sticks. I gotta run that red glue out of there because I made some seals with it. Wonder if I can get it back out of there. No, guess not. That wasn't my favorite. Anyway, we'll just run it on through till it comes out clear. There's more in there than I thought. Merry Christmas. It's a bunch, ain't it? There, it's coming out clear. Took a while. Okay. It's a little bit on the pink side, but okay, what I'm going to do is take 2 pieces and fold them together to make a loop. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue there. Stay still. It wants to wiggle off. And I'm going to press it into place there. And add a little bit here. Overlap it so I've got a loop. And then I've got this little small loop. And I want to put a little bit of glue right here. I don't know if this is going to work out. Like I said, I'm not much of a bow maker, so I'm going to put these two together like that without burning myself. And I'm going to make two more larger loops. Hope they're not too large. And I'm going to stack these together and hope it works. I have watched umpteen tutorials on bow making, and I'm just no good at it. That's all. I've tried everybody's way, and it don't work. Not for me. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to crisscross these two. And hopefully the seam won't show. This one. And I think I might need to make one more. And then this is going to go in the middle. Then I need, oops, make one more loop. And let me see. How big was this loop? I want it to be about the same as that, so about double that with a little overlap. And this is ribbon that I've had for quite some time. I got from Country Craft Creations, of course, with one of my design team packages. I've had it for a long time. I couldn't even tell you which package it came from. Because I've had it for a long time. More glue on here. Okay. There's glue on there. It gets pretty thick with all that glue. And I might not like this. I might end up throwing it away and doing something else, who knows. So far I'm not terribly impressed with my bow making. I don't know if I'm going to like that or not. Let me see. It doesn't look bad. Okay. It'll pass. Alright, I'm going to pause the camera and get rid of this glue gun and all that. Oh, wait. I need to put two tails on it. Forgot about that. So, I'm going to put a flag on these ends. And then I'm going to cut it in two. And attach that to the back. Like that. So there's one, and there's two. Need a little bit more glue. Yeah. Okay. So that's not too bad for an amateur like me. Alright, I'll be back shortly. Okay, we are on the downhill slide of this thing. And it is turning out so pretty. I really, really like it. So what I want to do is just add 3 little elements in here. And you can see that I did a little splatter painting with just some white and black paint that I diluted with a little water, and I used a fan brush like this just to lightly splatter, just to give it a little bit more texture. I did, however, make a blurb here, and I had to dry brush a little white over it. So try not to do that. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Isn't that what your parents used to tell you? So, these are just, I typed out freedom, peace, and liberty on Microsoft Word, and I didn't like this loop here in the center, so I put a large red button in the middle, and I tied a little white bow that I'm going to glue to the center of the bow, or the button, and then I typed these out on Microsoft Word using a font called Bradley Hand. And I'll give you a little bit of a measurement so you can have an idea. The white part is just a little over 2 inches by 5/8, and then I added the navy blue and the red Artisan to the back. Added a little white eyelet on each one, and I'm going to attach these with hot glue to the back. So I want the piece to be in the center, and I want it to be, let me get about a height of it here. Get my bow hanging down. I really want the blue twine to be up under here where it'll show if I can. And I don't know if that's going to work or not, because I got the glue in there. And no, that's not going to work, so I'll just have to put it back behind like this. Let me get a placement for it, height-wise. Pull it up just a little bit. So I'm just going to use hot glue to attach these to the back. So there is peace. So I'm going to hold it in place and bring it forward. And I'm just going to put a little dab of hot glue on it. Need to get another glue stick in there. And I just want a dab on there to hold it. Don't want a whole bunch. Oh, come on. There, that's enough. And then, I hate the hot glue strings, they drive me crazy. You get one of these finger cots. Press it into place. Yeah. I hate those glue strings, they drive me crazy. So, and then I can cut this off at the top. Don't need this excess. And then I want freedom and liberty to hang down just a little bit longer than peace. So let's get my placement here. Maybe I can string this over the top and then under the blue. See if that'll work better. Where's my other string? There it is. Pull it up taut. So there's peace. And I can have freedom just a little bit shorter. Okay. So I am going to attach it. Oops. that it's going to hang down like I want it to. This is going to be in the center, and I want this to hang like that. So let me put just a tad right there just to hold that in place. Freedom, and then Liberty. That's going to be a bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to put that right. And I pulled it up, pulled it loose. Bummer. I don't want them all completely the same there. Now, I can bring this back around over here and hook it, or I can cut it off. Finger caught and press it down. There we go. Now, let me cut those off. And this one. And I think I need another little dab of glue back here. That one doesn't look too secure. Come on. It's not cooperating. There we go. That was a little overzealous. Okay. Now, we should have peace. There we go. Peace, liberty, and freedom. And then I want to add my little white bow. What did I do? There it is. Just a little tiny dab on here. That's right there. There we go. Alright, I'm putting my glue gun. And I think I'm going to call this one done. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Get rid of this old hot glue gun. Over here till it cools. Okay, take this out of the way. And there we go. There is our flag with our bow, our embellishments, our splatter painting, and everything. What do you all think? Oh, can you see it all? Whoops. Let me... There we go. Okay, there it is. This is our finished flag. Now, I would say, if and when you decide to create this, cut all your pieces first, do your inking, ink around the chipboard with the walnut stain, then start putting your pieces down. Then I splattered before I added the stars so I didn't get the splatter on the stars. And then you can add everything else, the bow, the tags, the twine, and all of that. But it turned out really cute. I am really happy with it. And I think it's going to look pretty hanging on the patio with the grill set up and everything cooking and some other embellishments around it. I think it'll be really pretty. So I thank you for watching. You will check in the description box below the video listing, and you will see all of the participants who will be in this hop with their channels and the times that their projects will be posted. So have a great time, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Okay, just one last thing. I wanted to remind you, when you go to each of the channels, be sure that you click the like button, the thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell on each one of the channels. That is such a nice way to say thank you to each of the each of the design team members for all of the work they put into these free tutorials for you. So we all appreciate it very much, and we thank you. Have a lot of fun. Bye.